In the NFL's concussion protocol, Mahomes cleared some big steps on Monday, sources telling Adam Schefter. Additionally, Mahomes is dealing with a foot issue per a source. The Chiefs' first practice this week is scheduled for tomorrow. And check this out. ESPN's Power Index gives you a good idea of how important Mahomes is this weekend. With him under center, they have a 61% chance to advance to their second straight Super Bowl. And if it's Chad Henne starting at quarterback this weekend, that percentage drops to 32. So they would be an underdog with Henne under center. NFL insider Jeremy Fowler joining us now with much more on this story. Jeremy, what's the feeling inside the Chiefs organization right now on whether Mahomes will be available on Sunday?
Well, Kevin, cautious optimism is a phrase that a source used to describe Mahomes because he is feeling good. He's had no major setbacks, but he still has a few hurdles he has to clear. He has to be cleared for non-contact drills, and he has to be cleared for contact by an independent neurologist and the team. Now, he's loosely planned to practice. The team is expecting that, but they're not going to push him if there are any sort of setbacks. They are comfortable with Chad Henne taking a bulk of the load if he has to on Wednesday. And in fact, a source said, look, we feel good with either quarterback that we can win this game with the foundation we've set, our passing attack, and Andy Reid's creative play calling. We have a chance against anybody. But all signs point to Mahomes being available, at least right now.
By the way, these teams, they met in the regular season, and the story of that game was the Chiefs' running attack led by Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and he's been out for a month. Jeremy, thank you so much. Anna?
Well, Kevin, you mentioned it earlier. Kyrie Irving returned to the Nets today. Here's a look at him at practice. He could play tomorrow in Cleveland. He's missed the last 7 games, almost 1/10 of the season, and lost nearly $900,000 in salary for games missed during the quarantine period. Now, he spoke to the media today about his absence and also the addition of James Harden.
Very excited, just to have James here. Obviously, letting go of some of the pieces that have been here in the Nets organization for a while, even before I got here. It's going to be hard regardless. It's just the nature of the business. We're all brothers still, so we're just moving on into the next phase of just developing as a team and just building some camaraderie and having fun.
Can you shed some light on what the last couple of weeks have been like for you and the time you needed off?
There's a lot of family and personal stuff going on. So just want to leave it at that.
For the net fan out there who, was living and dying with you guys and wasn't sure why you were not playing and was frustrated by that, would you have any explanation to that fan?
Well, the beautiful thing about that is that I started off as a fanatic and I started off as a fan. I've been invested in this organization since I was a kid, and also now that I'm in this role as a player, there is quite a difference. And, the fans out there, want to apologize to them as well. My commitment has always been to bringing something special to Brooklyn. It wasn't just a championship. It was unity, it was equality, it was just bigger things than just the game itself. I'm back. I'm happy to be back. And we got some great pieces, and we just move on. And I let my actions and my game speak for itself like I planned on doing. Just needed a pause.
Malika Andrews, one of the reporters who was on that Zoom call today, joins us now. So, Malika, and he referred to it there, the Nets, their fans, everybody was counting on a healthy Kyrie, a native son of New York to contribute to the season, take the team to the next level. And he has missed almost 1/10 of a season and done so with a new coaching staff. What was the team's reaction to his comments today?
Well, Hannah, Steve Nash said that he was excited to have Kyrie Irving back in the building. Remember, after 2 weeks of him being away from the team and so many pieces moving, this is a little bit of a sigh of relief to be able to finally see the entire product in one building, all players in one building together, so that they can kind of take a look at what they are going to be as a team, as a group. And Kevin Durant and James Harden have never wavered in the time that James has been with the team, and Kevin the entire time in wanting Kyrie Irving to be back and looking forward to his return. Kyrie Irving said that he addressed with his teammates. He spoke to each one of them individually and addressed the group about his absence. And Steve Nash, I asked him if he could elaborate on that a little bit, if he felt satisfied with that explanation. And Steve Nash again said, you know what, we are going to leave this in-house. So it seems as though this team is ready to move on, to put Kyrie Irving back out on the court. And Kyrie Irving said, I am committed to playing. That was never a question. Like he said, I just needed some time.
It's really clear, if we take this on the court now, that James Harden belongs at point guard. He has his ally. We saw pictures of him there in the background. Mike D'Antoni is right there on the bench and in his corner. But Kyrie also needs the ball in his hands. That's the kind of player that he has become. So how will he be integrated into this lineup?
Well, Hannah, Kevin Durant said that it was a good thing for a couple of games that James Harden was the guy who had the ball in his hands. That helped him to get a little bit of a feel for things. But remember, this was not just Kyrie Irving's first practice. This was James Harden's first practice today, even though he had already played in 2 games with the team. So Steve Nash said that he's confident that this will come with time. We expect to see Kyrie Irving, James Harden, and Kevin Durant all out there in the starting lineup. They are committed to making this work. They are committed to finding those touches, to having multiple people bring the ball up the court. But really, the person that this is going to lie with is Kevin Durant. Steve Nash said that he is the most versatile player of the 3. And so they are going to be looking at him to be the one to mold this team, to be able to be adaptable so that the other 2 can continue to figure out their roles. But all 3 have said, you know what? We're all hoopers. We're going to figure this out because in our soul, that's who we are. We are basketball players and we can do this. We have enough talent, Hannah.
Well, maybe the problem isn't offensively, but defensively, they do have some issues. Just 2 steals yesterday, and DeAndre Jordan had to play almost 40 minutes. But that's for another day. Malika Andrews, as always, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Still to come on SportsCenter, PTI's bonus topic. Ahead of Sunday's QB showdown for the ages in the NFC Championship. Tony and Mike assess which legacy would be impacted the most by reaching the Super Bowl. Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers. Plus the tensions rising between Deshaun Watson and the Texans. Examining one big reason teams could aggressively try to trade for Houston's star QB. And counting down to UFC 257 on Fight Island. Don't miss Stephen A. Smith.